Now, relationships. As I mentioned, in high school, I didn't have any guys that were interested in me. I had crushes on a lot of guys, but none of them reciprocated. Some of them were my friends, nice people, they were good to me, but they had no interest romantically in someone like me. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't the appearance, I don't know. But I just know that I didn't have any dates in high school. And in college, I didn't have any dates. I actually had trouble making friends in college. But one of the things that did happen as I got into adulthood is I did find men that I had relationships with. They were older men. They were probably men I shouldn't have been with because socially it wouldn't have been acceptable. But I bring it up because the one thing that it did do is it gave me confidence. Because I was with these people for kind of the right reasons. I had become friends with them, and that's how we became interested in each other on another level. I came to realize, and actually I pretty much always believed that eventually I was going to find somebody. I was going to find somebody who loved me for who I am rather than what I looked like. I figured, yeah, all it takes is for somebody to get to know me. Well, that didn't go real well at one point because I did end up in a relationship that was abusive. I basically threw myself at somebody, and he was a drug addict. And I was naive. I thought that I would be able to have an influence because I was not a drug addict and I was trying to help him. I helped him financially and all that. And I lived with him for about a year. And what I got in return was a lot of abuse. Not physical abuse as much as mental abuse. However, I recognize that it was my choice to stay in that relationship. But it also gave me insight as to how people get into those kind of relationships and get stuck. It's very easy for someone on the outside to look at a friend who's in an abusive relationship and say, well, if he treats you like that, just get out. Yeah, well, there's this aspect called fear, uncertainty, low self-esteem. All of these points keep people in bad situations. When my live-in roommate, I won't even call him a boyfriend. I mean, to his credit, he never pretended to be in love with me. He just took advantage of me. But what finally made me decide, all right, this has to end, is he started to get more physical. And the way that I chose to ensure that I would make that commitment and get out of the relationship, I told my dad. Remember the guy who's 6'4"? Yeah. So I basically decided that that was going to be my insurance policy for myself to get out. Well, about not even a year, probably not even 6 months after that, I met another guy. Actually, the first time I met him, we met through community theater, so I met him doing something I love. And which I believe, if you want to meet somebody, that's the way to do it. Find a hobby, find something you enjoy doing, get out and do it. Because that's where you're going to meet people with like interests. Well, the first time I met this guy, he was invited in to look at a light design, and after that, I completely forgot about him. A few months later, I was asked to do a lighting design at Bremerton Community Theater, where he was on the board he was the technical person on the board. And so I needed his help to do this production. And of course, that person became the man that 3 years later I ended up marrying. Mind you, I had to propose to him, but, you know, we've been together for 21 years. And I always use myself as an example when I'm in communication with other people who have facial differences. And I hear a lot of them talk about, well, I'm never going to find somebody. And I just say, look, I did. You know, go out, do what you love.